All right, so today what we're doing is we're getting John's BMW in and we're gonna get it ready to go drifting next weekend. John's been wanting to get into drifting. We got him a BMW and I got him a little eBay angle kit for it. So we're gonna pull it in, weld the diff, get the angle kit put on it, and pretty much that's it on this. Probably check the oil and stuff, make sure it's good, but we're gonna get him out there, get him practicing. He's been playing the sim, a set of courses a lot, and he's really good at it. So we're gonna see how well that translates to that. So we're gonna get into this, and also I got to look at a motor. Duarte from Drift HQ hit me up and was asking if I had a 6-liter, and I got quite a few of them. I just don't ever really sell them to anybody. So I'm gonna pull one out of my building and go through it. It come out of a burn-up Yukon, which I looked it over when I pulled it out and it was fine. I pulled the heads, make sure everything was good, no water was in the cylinders. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get that drug out of the sea container, get it on the engine stand, clean it up, and see what we can do with it. Maybe get it to Florida for him, I don't know. I haven't went over no details. He just hit me up, said, "You got a motor?" I was like, "Yes, let me check it out." And I haven't hit him back yet. So I'm gonna get that out and look at it today and see if it's any good. So let's get into this. And another thing, we're about to hit 1,000 subscribers. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for watching the videos. I never thought I'd get this far. So let's get into this. So here's John's BMW. It's a coupe car. We got this car pretty cheap, and the car's not in bad shape. Of course, manual. There is a little bit of damage on the door there, but it is absolutely perfect for what we're doing. There's the little Miata. Y'all haven't seen this car yet. We'll get into that in a later video. There's the vet. All right, so if you keep up with Drift HQ or Adam LZ, you'll see that they just got a BMW that Adam LZ recently blew up, it's LS swapped, and that's what this motor is gonna be for. First glance, it does look a little crusty. That's just because it come out of a Yukon that caught on fire, but the valve covers were all still intact. Water didn't get in the motor. Pretty much the 6 liters had an engine cover, and what happened was the engine cover melted down around the intake, and it pretty much didn't let no water get inside the ports or anything. But I'm gonna get this thing out of here and get it on the engine stand and probably pull the heads back. I might take and pressure wash it, clean it up, and get it ready. And pull the oil pan, just check the bearings and make sure they're good. I absolutely have a ton of stuff. Like I have probably 22 or 23 5.3s. I got about 4 6-liters. I never get rid of this stuff because I know one day I'm gonna need it. And here lately I've been kind of going through it. I've been letting people get things here and there, and I'm like starting to get rid of my stash. I need to hold back. But for Duarte, I would pretty much give him a motor to help him out because they've helped me out a lot. So let's get this thing out here. Got to move this truck and get it pressure washed. So this motor on this stand, it's come out of the burn up Corvette out back. It's perfectly fine, good LS1. So that is going to go in another project that I haven't talked about yet, but just know this one is counted for.
Scared the butthole out of it. Guess I'll do that.
And then I got this for the Corvette. It's a 6.2. That's in good shape. Then I have another 6.2 there. So what I'm trying to do with the Corvette next year is I'm gonna put one of those LS3s in it. Well, it's actually an L92, but I'm gonna pretty much put a cam in it. I might do a set of Texas Speed heads and pretty much put one of those in. The car will probably make around 475, which would be really good. And I got a monster clutch for everything. And I'm trying to lock down a few sponsors to where I could try to get a few more things. Like I really need to get a seat for the car. I would love to do a cage, but I think cage kits just started releasing a kit for the C5s. So that would be cool. That would be a cool video to do for the channel, is to put an actual roll cage in a car. I would love to put one of those prefab cages in and whatnot. But I've heard a lot of good things about their cages fitting very well, like having marks etched in it and everything. So I would love to do a cage in the car, but it's not required for competing next year. But like harness bar, seat belt, there's a bunch of stuff I need for the car. I want to do FDF lowers. There's a bunch of FDF parts I want to throw at the car. So I really want to get the car dialed for next year. As of right now, I got about 4 months to do everything I need to do so I can get practice with the car if I throw a bunch of stuff at it. Because I think June is the first event for the competition that I want to do. So I'm hoping I get the car dialed in for that. But let's get this 6 liter out and get it cleaned up. It's a little bit hard to do by yourself. John's busy in there, and he actually cut one of his fingertips off not too long ago, so it's kind of hard for him to do a lot of picking up stuff. But I think I'm gonna take this motor and roll it in this tire, use the wrecker to pull the tire on the back of the wrecker and unload it that way. So let's give that a try. All right, let's get this motor slid out and on this tire. Yeet. Perfect. Now to get the bed slid back on this tow truck and all right, so first mod, we're cutting the muffler off. Get the saws off. I absolutely hate the way BMW sounds straight piped, but this car's too quiet. It needs a little bit of sound. Give it to me.
I need a pry bar.
What you do?
I can't do it no one time. Fucking give it to me. What the hell am I doing? There's another one. All right, so I'm gonna just jab, 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 jab. That ain't working. Oh, I got it. Does this still count as getting straight pipe?
Oh no, we still got all the other goodies.
Can I drill holes in this one?
No, shut up, John.
Can I drill holes in this one?
All right, let's crank it up and see what it sounds like. First start. Oh, I hope it don't sound ugly. Oh, it's not bad. That's perfect. That's condensation, Bentley.
Condensations.
Like, that sounds really...
You want to hit a pop?
A little bit. That's not bad at all.
I'm a one-shot kind of guy.
All right, so I'm gonna leave the camera with Bentley, my filmer, my son,
I lost my bit already.
and my boy Big John. So they're gonna give you a little rundown of the car. Have fun.
Alright, well, so this is a different type of video because I'm doing this video because this is my 2001 e46. So right now I'm just gonna pull off this cover and this cover because I don't need it and it's just gonna get in the way. And then today I'm gonna be doing angle blocks. I got like that Derek bought me for like $35 off of eBay. And then we're gonna weld the diff and then give it a shot. So yeah, I'm gonna get to tear this off. That worked a lot better. That was fucking nasty. So after tearing off that shield, there's a whole lot of nest looking materials that came out. So I need to clean all of this off, but first I'm gonna go ahead and get this metal plate that I don't need. It's just a few little 16s. And then I'm gonna clean it and then go from there. So yeah, this is gonna be a fun day. I'm ready. All right, so now I got the wheels off, but now my next step is gonna get these fender wells out to keep my tires from burning through them after the angle kit is installed. But because this one's already torn up. So it's just a few tans to get that one out. But I got this plate off and it's not terrible up under here. It's a little bit oily on the oil pan, but that was kind of expected. So yeah, I think this thing's gonna be fairly solid to slide.
So what we're gonna do, we're just gonna take this big bolt out of the rear, which we already did. We're gonna try to just drop the diff down in the back and weld it. We don't have to take, like whenever we was at Clutch Kickers and one of the Drift HQ cars broke these stub shafts, we had to end up pulling suspension apart, pulling it back to better get this cup out just enough. And I'm trying not to have to do that. I mean, sometimes you can take these loose and slip the axles out, but I'm not trying to go through that right now. So we're gonna just try to get this cover off without doing that.
All right, so I might have got a little bit work happy and skipped a few steps on the video. Continuing on the video with the E46, currently Derek is spraying out the diff, and I got a little bit work happy and forgot to record some. I ended up leaving the wheel wells fender thingies alone, left those on, and ended up dropping the diff, like just to get enough to sag so for Derek can weld it, and now we're getting it cleaned and sprayed out.
Yeah, so pretty much we could have dropped it all the way out, but why, when this has literally been a few minutes worth of work. Which dropping a diff is not hard in these cars, but this works too. So I'm gonna get this bad boy welded up, and when you brake clean it out, make sure you move whatever container you had to clean it out in, or you're gonna have a fire. Which I like fire, but not a big fire. So if you're using that California piss water, the stuff that's not flammable, you ain't gotta worry about having a fire. But this is flammable, so be careful. Make sure you get it really clean. You'll spray it off, dry it off, and you'll still see gear oil. So I usually blow it off, spray it a few times to get it clean. But yeah, we're about to weld. So this is where it gets dangerous. All right, so good. We dried it out good enough, no flame. Usually it goes woof and blows up. We're good. I normally just preheat these gears a little bit. You don't have to go very much with it. But sometimes if it's not clean enough, you'll heat it up and you'll start to see gear oil run out, which is not good for your weld. Pretty much just go in there and glue some stuff together. So now we have a locked diff. Things ready to slide now. We just gotta get the cover back on, get some oil in it, and get the angle kit done. So what I'm gonna do right now is I'm gonna get this LS1 off the stand, get the 6 liter on it, and go ahead and probably pull the heads back off, check the cylinder walls one more time, and go from there. All right, so we got the cylinder heads off. Everything looks pretty good with it. There is a little bit of surface staining, rust, whatever you want to call it. But you can't feel it with your fingernail or anything. Feels pretty good. I know some people would look at that and be like, oh no, this motor's screwed, but I have seen way worse and run worse. Stuff like that does not bother me at all. This one's got a little bit in it. But other than that, the motor's in really good shape. Bottom end looks nice. I'll rotate it over. Bottom end looks sweet.
Alright, so now that my rear end is put back together, I finished putting fluid in my diff and I got my bracket back on. I guess now my next step would be putting on my angle blocks. So yeah, that should be my next fun task.
So one of the problems with these angle kits where your tie rod goes in, it's not tapered. And there's a very little bit of taper there, not much at all. So all I'm doing is taking a 9/16 drill bit and just kind of drilling it out and then reaming it around. Try that, see what that's at. Oh, that shit right there. She's imperfect. You can see it. Alright, so we got the angle kit on, got tie rods cut. Now we're about to do a quick alignment. We should be good. Alright, so we got it done. Steering wheel's off. Oh man. Truck's in the way. Oh man, this thing pulls super hard. I guess my alignment's not as good as I thought it was gonna be. Well, it definitely feels like a fucking drift car now. That circle's pretty good now. So weak. So that was pretty fun. That car, it doesn't have a lot of power, but I think being low on power makes it funner to drive because you have to drive it much harder. So that was pretty fun. What did it look like? It look good?
Yeah, I mean, it looks good from the outside. How's it feel on the inside?
Feels good. I mean, you know, clutch kicking a lot, left foot braking, but like it hangs out pretty good. Like, it feels like I got a, like if the sway bar wasn't hitting, it would have even more angle, but that's pretty fun. It does feel like a long car because the Miata just whips it around pretty easily. But yeah, it's nice. All right, so I guess that's gonna do it. We got John's car pretty much ready to go for next weekend. He's going drifting for the first time, so we'll be capturing that moment. So I'm gonna wait and see what Duarte wants to do about this engine and figure what out we're gonna work out for that, and we'll go from there. But I appreciate you watching, and we'll see you in the next one.